Okay, so we're just going to take a look at some wrist mobility. So the idea is to start to build some mobility and some strength in the wrists. This sets us up for a lot of our gymnastics movements, where obviously we spend a lot of time using our arms, using our wrists. We need them to be nice and strong. So basically what we're going to do is just start to warm up the range of motion. So in this position, I want to see the elbows are locked, so I'm rotating so the eye of the elbow pit is pointing forward. So gripping the floor, locking the elbows, and then all I'm going to do is just rock backwards and forwards, trying to take my shoulders as far forward as I can, but keeping the palms on the ground, okay? Once you've done about 10 rocks there, again, the elbows are locked, okay? The hands on the floor, the fingers pointing out, keeping the palm down. You're going to take your shoulder as far as you can out to the side. Once you've done about 10 alternating of that, we're going to switch around so the fingers are facing us. Again, the elbows are locked, and we're just going to rock backwards and forwards. Again, try to keep the palms pushed into the floor as you go through that. And the last thing we're going to do is we're going to rotate around as much as we can, lock out the elbows, and I actually want you to do some circles in this position. So we'll do 10 circles one way, and then we'll stop, and then I want you to go back and just 10 circles the other way. Once you've done that, just a few circles in the air with the wrists, okay? Loosen them up. Okay, now we're going to go through some different press-up variations. Today we're just going to do them all on our knees, so just kneeling, okay? As we start to build up the mobility and the strength, we can start to progress these, which will come in the later videos. So in this position, I'm making fists, and you can see I'm wrapping the thumb around the finger, not in the position over. So this way, not this way. From here, all I'm going to try to do is lock the elbows, and then can I take the back of the hand down, one, and the back of the hand down, two, with the elbows locked, okay? And then we come back up and we make fists again. We go back down, elbow locked is one, elbow locked is two, fists, okay? So I want you to do 10 repetitions, just up and down, pushing the back of the wrist into the ground. If that's too painful, just do the range of motion that you can. It's better to keep the elbows locked than it is to put down and have the elbows bent, okay? So I want the elbows locked and the elbow pits facing forward, okay, as you go up and down to this one. This is just going to start to help us with our wrist flexion, which is obviously something that we use for our muscle ups, okay? We also have a little bit of wrist flexion in our pull-ups, so just being able to build the mobility in that is going to help with those type of movements. Okay, the next one we're going to have a look at is what's called a first knuckle push-up. So placing the hands on the floor, again we're kneeling. What I'm trying to do is roll up onto the first knuckle. So the thumb's not touching the ground and the palm is peeled off. Again, the elbows are locked. We roll back down and then we peel back up again. So we're just trying to lift the palm off the floor. Okay, so we're rolling up onto the first knuckle as much as we can, and then just rolling the hand back down. Again, the elbows are staying locked as we go through that range of motion. Again, a few little wrist circles after that. This is going to help stretch out the fingers, this exercise. It's also going to help to build some strength in the fingers, which will help us with our planche and will help us with our handstand and any other movements where we spend time on the hands. Okay, we're now going to do some wrist rocks. So again, I'm going to make fists with the hands. Again, just in a kneeling position. Now what I'm going to try to do is take my elbows towards the floor and then rock back on the wrists. And we come back up. And then I try to rock forward on the wrist in this position. Again, elbows are locked here, nice and straight. Back to the fist down, taking the elbows down, push towards the ground in that position. Alright, so just notice how the wrist is rocking. As I go down, taking the elbows down, I'm pulling the wrist up and doing a rock. And in this position, we're back at the top, the elbows are locked, and then I'm trying to put pressure on the thumb and the forefinger as I roll over on the wrist, okay? This is gonna help us with movements on the rings, okay, with movements on the P-bars, movements on a dip station, all these sort of things, just to start to build some strength in the wrist. Okay, the last one we're gonna have a look at is just on the fingertips. So in this position, and again, just kneeling here, all I want you to try to do is keeping your feet together. Can you come down and take your chest towards the floor and then push back up again? And we're just staying on the fingertips. So all the way down, chest to the floor, push back up, okay? So I'm just staying on my knees, not too far back here, just on the fingertips, and then we're going to try to add some load. We're taking the chest down, pushing back up again. Okay, you can take yourself a little bit further forward, push back up again. And again, we'll start to build a little bit more strength in the fingers, which will help us with our grip and also help us with, again, the gymnastics movements. Take your time with these. These are the basic sort of foundation wrist strength and mobility exercises that we need. It's going to take time for the tendons to lengthen and the connective tissue to lengthen, but also for the connective tissue to go stronger. So don't rush too far ahead. It's going to be, a good month or even longer working on this sort of stuff, so you can prepare yourself for the levels that we're going to do in later videos.